How to complete the SBA Disaster Loan Assistance Paper Application. If you are applying for a disaster assistance SBA loan and you are applying after the deadline and after the 14-day grace period, they have changed their policy. You will have to complete a paper application and mail it in. To do that, you would have to go to disasterloanassistance.sba.gov, which is their old website. Click the search button and enter in paper forms. When you get to this page, you would click the first link you see, Disaster Loan Application Paper Forms. Click that. When you get to this page, you would click SBA Form 5C to complete the paper application. Now you can either fill it out on your computer or print it and fill it out by hand. The next thing you will need is the IRS Form 4506-C. You would click that and either fill it out on your computer and print it out, or print it out and fill it out by hand. The third thing you will need is a letter of explanation explaining why you missed the deadline and the grace period. I will attach a letter of explanation, a general letter of explanation for you guys. This letter is basically saying you missed the deadline and the grace period because you just did not know the application was out there, or you just did not know that there were any assistance programs for this certain disaster. The first form I will help you guys fill out is the 4506-C form. This form is just allowing the SBA to retrieve your tax transcripts from the IRS. So the first thing you would fill out is your first name, middle name if you have one, and last name. If you have a spouse, you would enter in their information in as well. If not, leave it blank. The next thing you would fill out is your social and put in your current address. After you enter in your current address, you would click Record of Account. That is the transcript they are requesting. You would scroll down and check this box. Signatory attests that he or she has read the above attestation clause. Then you would sign, date, and print your name. And don't forget to add in your phone number here. After you've entered in your first, last name, social, address, clicked 6C for record of account, checked the signatory attest box, signed, date, phone number, and print your name, you would print it out so you can send it to the SBA. The next thing you need to fill out is the application. Now, for the next step, I will show you how to fill out a paper application. If you're filling out a paper application, then most likely you are filling it out after the grace period and after the deadline. Due to the new policy, if you try to search for the disaster that has expired, you will not be able to see it. The flash flooding and severe storms disaster does not come up. So if you are filling out a paper application for that specific disaster, it will ask you for a declaration number, which is the disaster number. That number for severe storms and flooding for areas in Pennsylvania of Berks County, Lancaster County, Bucks, the declaration number will be PA00138. The next thing you'd have to fill out is, are you applying for your primary residence, physical damage, or economic injury? You would click physical damage for homeowners and renters. If you are only a renter, you would just click physical damage. If you are also a business owner, you would click here for economic injury as well. And if you own your real estate, you would click primary residence, all three. The next thing you would do is enter in your first name, middle name if you have one, and last name. Enter in your social and your date of birth. Enter in your household size. Just so you know, your household size determines how much you get approved for. So the more people you are responsible for, the more that eats up at your income. If you have a joint applicant, you would put in their information here as well. If not, leave that blank. Are you married or not? Are you a U.S. citizen or not? You'd click the yes button. Are you a SBA employee or not? Yes or no. Enter in your email address, your personal phone number, and your work number if you have one. Closest relative not living with you, you do not have to answer that. Now they will ask you for some demographic information. If you are not a veteran, you would enter 1. Male or female, you would enter M or F. Your race, you'd enter that in as well, whatever applies to you. And your ethnicity, Hispanic or non-Hispanic, you would enter an H or N. You would enter in the damaged property address, the city, the county, the state, and the zip code. Now you would select the type of damage. If all 3 applies, click all 3. If you are a renter, you would click personal property and you would click automobile if you have an automobile under your name. If you do, you can claim that as damage and you can receive funds for that. If you own your residence, you would click real estate as well. Don't miss this area. Do you own or rent this property? Own or rent? Is this property your primary residence? Yes. You would enter in your mailing address if it's different than your property address. If it's not different, then you can either leave it blank or just enter in that same damaged property address. I would just enter in that same damaged property address. Now you'd scroll down to income information, enter in if you're employed, unemployed, self-employed, or retired. Then you would enter in your total annual income, enter in your employer's name, and enter in your employer's phone number. Scroll down to the debts section. You would click I have no debts if you have any. If you do, you'd enter it in. Scroll down to insurance information. If you do not have insurance, you would click no insurance. If you do, you just click the type of insurance you have and enter in the policy type and the insurance company's name. You do not have to enter in the policy number and phone number. And if you received any amount, you would enter that in as well. If you did not, you would click enter in 0. The next thing you would go to is other disaster assistance. Have you received any other disaster assistance? You would click yes or no for that damaged property address. That is what they're referring to. After you completed that, you'd go to assets, pre-disaster values, how much cash you have in the bank. You can put a roundabout number. If you have any money in a retirement account, you could enter that in. And for personal property, this is the most important part. Renters can get up to $100,000. So I would put in the amount that you are allowed to get. If you are a homeowner, you can get up to $500,000. And business owners can get up to $2 million. For primary residence, you would enter in a number if you own the real estate. Scroll down to disclosures and answer yes or no questions 1 through 8. Scroll down. Do not check this box. This box says I'm not interested in learning more about how to increase my loan amount or mitigation measures. Mitigation measures are any measures you took to prevent the storm or the specific disaster from harming your physical items or real estate or vehicle. So if there was a severe storm or flash flooding, any vacuums you use to remove the water and anything you use to stop the storm from damaging your property any further. Now you'd scroll down, you would sign here and date. Add any additional comments if you have any, and your paper application will be complete. After you've completed that, you'd print this paper application, print out your 4506-C form, print out your letter of explanation, and mail it to the SBA. This would be the address that you would mail it to. After you've mailed it, wait a couple of days and give the customer service center a call. I put the number to the customer service center in this video. Good luck, everybody. Peace.